Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Tracker. This plane is about to take off, and like I always say, we're about to go globe-trotting. We have our lenses, we have our microphones, and we're about to zone in on a couple of our Ghanaian brothers. My name, of course, is Benjamin Nketsia. It's another edition of the Tracker, and it's good to have you back. Well, what better place to start than, of course, Richmond Boakye and the wonderful things he's doing with his Red Star Belgrade side. Another brace for him, taking his tally to 41 for the season. Now, is there anything more we can say as far as Boakye's form is concerned?
Nope. I think at this point in time, somebody would say he's outgrowing Serbia. 41 goals in the calendar year of 2017. That's the highest tally he's ever managed in his entire career. He's in red hot form. Everything he touches now turns into gold. And they needed his brace to rescue them because at some point, Red Star were losing. Red Star are top of the table. He's top of the top scorers chart. It really is a great time for Richmond Boakye, and we have to be happy for him because at some point in time, it didn't look like he was going to settle down. He's a bit of a journeyman. He's been everywhere, from Italy to the Netherlands, but I think he's found a home in Serbia. How long that home is going to be, or how long that place is going to remain a home for him, remains to be seen. According to his agent, it's not going to be that long. He's definitely going to move in the summer, and as I mentioned last week, his next career move is crucial for him. But right now, everything he touches turns into goal. He's in fantastic form, and it's great to see that at least he's firing at all cylinders, because we need a player of his caliber to replace Asamoah Gyan, who is in the twilight of his career. We need him and Rafael Jamana and all the strikers out there. We need them at the top of their game, and then they can translate that form into the Black Stars going into AFCON 2019. So we need him to stay on form and stay scoring like he's doing right now.
Well, talking about being on form and staying scoring, one guy who was doing that before tragedy hit was Rafael Jamana. Now, he was back in the goals for his side FC Zurich over the weekend. Now, I don't know what you make of Jamana's return so far. He's not enjoyed the sort of leeway he was given in the team before the heart condition issues started. I mean, as far as you are concerned, is he ever going to return to that top level of play we saw him before disaster struck?
Yes, and his tragedy wasn't so much of a physical issue. Yeah. I think the result of that would be more emotional and more psychological than anything physical. So what that means is that the club psychologist will need to work extra hard to convince him that he's more than capable enough. And I think that what will be playing in his mind every time he steps onto the pitch would be, am I safe? How much can I run? How much shouldn't I run? And I think that could be holding him back. Don't forget, he's playing with a chip in his heart, monitoring his heart condition. So I'm sure that that's probably why they're trying as much as possible to manage his situation. And it's good to see that even from the bench, he's making an impact. He came off the bench and he scored a great goal to give them a 3-1 victory over St. Gallen. Exactly. It's a victory that they needed. And I think that in terms of his overall form, yes, he will get back there, but it will take time. We need to give him patience. And in Black Stars colours as well, you can tell he's struggling. And after that amazing debut against Ethiopia, he hasn't really been able to hit form. We saw him against Egypt. He didn't do so well. But Asamoah Gyan was one player that has benefited a lot from the patience of Ghanaians. And I think that if we are going to get another striker into his shoes, we need to be patient with the players that have coming. And Rafael Jamana needs us to be more patient with him than any other player at this point in time.
Well, Rafael Jamana needs us to be patient with him. From where you stand, do you think he will ever make that return to the Premier League?
The Premier League is... You can never close doors. But I think that the Premier League works in unison. Once one club has rejected him, it's going to be really difficult. But don't forget, the situation is only medical. And I'm confident that if the medical situation is out of the way, his quality on the pitch was deemed good enough by Brighton. And I think that other Premier League clubs will find him good enough if he can get back to that form and his medical condition can be deemed safe enough.
Okay, let's talk about Thomas Partey. And I've seen him used in a very weird manner. Been playing at right back for Atletico Madrid. Should Ghana be worried about the use of Partey out of his favorite position?
If anything at all, I think Ghana should be glad that Thomas Partey has some versatility to go with him. And as soon as he was moved to right back, it quickly reminded all of us about the days of Michael Essien when he was made a makeshift right back at his time. He's been compared to Michael Essien in busting manner in which he plays with all that energy. He's probably more technically gifted than Michael Essien, but it's good to see that he can play in more than one position. And that's always a good quality for good quality players to go with. Now, we cannot be afraid that he will lose his qualities as a midfielder, because a midfielder can never forget how to be a midfielder. But I think that it's an additional quality that he's got, that he can have the defensive awareness to be able to slot into right back position. So I think it's a good thing to see, but you worry that he's not played there too often, that he loses some qualities as a midfielder. But I think it's good to see that he's more than capable of playing in more than one position.
Let's talk about Kojo Asamoah. He was in action for Juventus. He played 90 minutes for them over the weekend. These days, it's almost as if he wants out of the team because he's not being used as prominently as he would prefer. You think that staying in Juventus makes more sense for him at this point in his career because he doesn't have too long to run on his deal, or you feel that he should court more interest to possibly move out?
I think in the summer he did show some interest in moving to Galatasaray. He's granted a few interviews where we understand that he's even got a gentleman's agreement to move to Galatasaray. Last season, the reason he didn't move to Galatasaray was because if he had moved, Alexandro would have been the only first choice left back that Juventus would have. And Juventus didn't want to go into the season with that kind of situation, so they needed to keep him. So the team needed him, and we are seeing that he's showing that he's more than capable of slotting in and being dependable every time the team needs him. And you cannot you cannot be more trusted by your manager than when he slots you into the biggest game of the season, arguably against Napoli, and he was absolute rocky in that defensive setup at left back. He was at home. He's played in that position so many times. He's played in midfield on a few games as well this season so far. So the versatility we talked about, Kojo Asamoah has got it in abundance. At this point in time, I think he should just be patient and see out the rest of his contract at Juventus. But definitely next summer, Kojo Asamoah should look for pastures anew somewhere.
Let's finish off today's tracker conversation with one key player I think that viewers should be keeping an eye on. Former Tema youth winger Joseph Fentuo. He's playing in the Hungarian top flight now for Ferencvárosi. He's doing absolutely fantastic stuff out there. 6 goals already. I'm sure he must be exciting his new employers.
Yeah, 6 goals in 11 appearances. Having already scored 10 goals in the Ghana Premier League first round. So he's now scored 16 league goals as far as that's concerned. It's incredible.
How did the player of such quality go under the radar in the Ghana Premier League?
He's an absolute talent. He's naturally a winger who can drift in and get the occasional amazing shot in. He scored some outrageous goals, not just in...
his skill level actually caught me off guard.
You know, and he's not just only in Hungary. Even when he was in Ghana with Tema Youth, he scored some amazing goals for them.
Well, guess what? This week is Joseph Fentuo. Next week, you never know who we are bringing. Fentuo, thank you very much for the analysis. Very crisp, and you never know. I'm sure that we have somebody hiding under some rock somewhere for the analysis next week. But that's all for this week's edition of The Tracker. My name is Benjamin Nketsia. We'll catch you next week on another episode.